Welcome to the Prescott Lab podcast. Not just theory, practical science for everyone. I'm Dr. Jonathan Prescott, a physician and integrative medicine researcher at the Ravenshade Institute for Human Health. Now, before we dive in, let me say this. If you're a man over 60, curious about how to reclaim your energy, your circulation, and yes, even your erections, then you're in the right place. And listen, I'm not just here to throw science at you like spaghetti on a wall. This is real, practical, doctor-backed advice. But I need a small favor from you, and it's a win-win. If you tap the like button right now, strange things start to happen. Men tell me they start sleeping better, their blood pressure dips, and get this, some even say their morning wood comes back faster. Coincidence? Maybe. But why not give it a shot? Tap that like button and may your circulation flow smooth, your confidence rise high, and your days ahead be full of strength. Leave a comment if you feel hopeful, even just a one, and I'll know you're out there. You're not just watching, you're in this with me. Now let me ask you something personal, but real. What if the secret to reigniting your manhood wasn't in a blue pill, but in a spice sitting quietly on your kitchen shelf? What if you chewing it for just 60 seconds could reawaken blood vessels that have been dormant for years? Sounds like snake oil? Stay with me. In today's episode, I'm going to share a habit so simple yet so powerful, it's been restoring blood flow, energy, and intimacy for men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s, without drugs, without side effects, and without hype. And I'll begin by introducing you to Jerry, 67 years old, ex-firefighter, and someone who hadn't had a full erection in nearly a decade until he tried this. What happened next? Even I was surprised. Let's begin. First, Walter's awakening. 64 and fully alive. Let me tell you about a man named Walter. Walter was 64, retired truck mechanic from the Midwest, hands like sandpaper, shoulders like steel beams, the kind of man who could fix anything, except what was quietly breaking inside him. He came into my clinic one October morning, baseball cap in hand, eyes downcast. You could feel it. Not just fatigue, but that deep, unspoken frustration that builds when a man stops recognizing himself in the mirror. "Doc," he said, clearing his throat, "I'm not trying to impress anyone. I just want to feel like myself again." He hadn't had a solid erection in almost 9 years. Morning wood? Gone. Intimacy with his wife? Awkward, fading. Pills? Tried 'em. Worked for a while, then stopped. Left him with pounding headaches and a sense of defeat. "I still love her," he said, "but I feel like I'm failing her, failing myself." Now, I've heard this same heartbreak more times than I care to count, and not once have I seen it end in shame. You see, Walter wasn't broken. He was just running on empty. After reviewing his labs and lifestyle, the culprit stood out like a sore thumb. Nitric oxide deficiency. His body's ability to generate blood flow had slowed to a crawl. So I gave him something radical. Not a prescription, not a supplement, just a challenge. I told Walter, each morning I want you to take a tiny pinch of organic Cayenne pepper, chew it for 60 seconds, rinse with warm water, nothing more. He looked at me like I'd lost my medical license. Chew it? Like raw? Yup, trust me. He grumbled, but he did it. And friends, 14 days later, Walter walked back into my clinic like a man reborn. He wasn't floating, but he sure wasn't dragging. That stoop in his shoulders? Gone. The heaviness in his eyes replaced with a twinkle. He sat down, smiled, and said 4 words I'll never forget. "Doc, I'm waking up."
literal and metaphorical. Morning erections, energy, connection, presence. And no, it wasn't magic. It was biology, reawakened. Now, if Walter's story sparks something in you, even a flicker, don't look away. Because in the next section, I'm going to break down exactly what happened inside his body and why a simple spice most men ignore could be the single greatest key to restoring your manhood after 60. Let's break it down.
Next, why Cayenne works like a switch. So here's the real question. Why did a tiny pinch of cayenne pepper flip the switch for Walter after nearly a decade of silence down there? It's not magic. It's nitric oxide, the molecule that makes blood flow happen. Literally, it tells your vessels to open up, relax, and let circulation move freely. Think of it as the body's green light. In your 20s, you had plenty, but after 60, you're down to barely 25% of what you once produced. That's why your drive is intact, but your performance lags. The engine's running, but the fuel lines are clogged. Enter Cayenne. Not in a pill, not on your dinner. Chewed, straight, 60 seconds. Why? Because that's when it hits your TRVP1 receptors. Small nerve endings in your mouth and throat wired directly to your cardiovascular system. And once they're activated by capsaicin, blood vessels begin to open, fast. You might feel warmth in your chest, a gentle flush, maybe even tingling in your fingers or toes. That's oxygen returning to places that haven't seen real circulation in years. This isn't theory, it's biology. Unlike those little blue pills that push blood one way, Cayenne works from the top down. It reawakens your natural system. Not force, not trickery, just a reset. And the best part? It works fast. I've seen men feel a shift in 3 to 5 days, sometimes less. Not because Cayenne is a miracle, but because the body's been waiting for the signal. Now, full honesty here, chewing Cayenne isn't pleasant, but neither is quietly watching your manhood fade year by year. One burns for 60 seconds, the other burns your confidence every day. You pick. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Men over 60, right? They actually respond better than younger men. Sound backwards? It's not. And in the next part, I'll explain why your age might just be your unfair advantage. Stay with me.
Stronger with age. Why 60-plus men respond faster and more powerfully to natural blood flow boosters than guys half their age. Sounds backwards, doesn't it? But here's the truth. When you've been running on empty for years, even a small spark feels like a reignition. You see, the body isn't broken, it's dormant. It's like an engine that hadn't been started in a while. Give it oil, prime the pistons, and it roars to life. Now, why does this matter? Because older blood vessels, stiffer, less responsive, still remember what flow feels like. And when nitric oxide production is triggered properly, the effect is often more dramatic than in younger men who haven't experienced a full shutdown. I've seen it too many times to doubt it. Walter didn't change his life. He didn't join a gym. He didn't start meditating under waterfalls. He just chewed a pinch of cayenne every morning and gave his body permission to wake up. Within days, his feet warmed. Within a week, his confidence returned. Within 2, he felt like himself again. It wasn't because he had youth. It was because he finally gave his body what it had been asking for all along. Men over 60 often carry decades of wear and tear, but they also carry something younger guys don't: urgency. When you've lost something for a long time, you don't take it for granted when it comes back. And let me tell you, the body loves to respond when it knows you're finally listening. This is why I always say, you're not too old, you're just late to the right solution.
And if you're hearing this right now, it means you're not too late. But, and it's a big one, all of this depends on doing it right. That's where too many men trip up. They grab any Cayenne, dump it on food, or worse, pop a capsule and wonder why nothing changes. Coming up next, I'll walk you through exactly how to use Cayenne safely, effectively, and consistently without burning out, blowing your taste buds, or giving up too soon. Because if you're going to wake up your body, you better do it right. Let's get
Use it right or burn out. Cayenne safety tips. Now listen, Cayenne works, but only if you use it right. This is where most men fumble the ball. They hear chew Cayenne, then go raiding their spice rack, grab some 10-year-old powder from behind the barbecue rub, and wonder why their mouth feels like a crime scene and nothing changes. Let me be clear. Not all Cayenne is created equal. Here's what I tell every patient, and now I'm telling you. Rule number 1. Use organic Cayenne powder, not capsules, not sauces. Capsules skip your mouth entirely, which means they miss the key receptors that trigger nitric oxide release. And hot sauces? They're loaded with salt, vinegar, and preservatives that cancel out the effect and trash your gut lining in the process. Rule number 2, find the right heat. You want a Cayenne powder in the range of 30,000 to 50,000 Scoville heat units, or SHUs. Below that, not strong enough to activate the receptors. Above that, it's a flamethrower, not a supplement. Rule number 3, start small, stay smart. Begin with just a pinch, about 1/8 of a teaspoon. Place it gently on your tongue. Chew slowly. Breathe through your nose. Yes, it will burn a bit. That's part of the process. Don't fight it. Don't go up water like you're on a game show. Let your body adapt. Within a few days, that fire becomes fuel. And believe it or not, many men start to look forward to that morning warmth. Rule number 4, rinse with warm water or a spoonful of honey after. This soothes the throat and helps the circulatory response settle in without irritation. Rule number 5, track how you feel. Keep a small notebook. Just jot down, how was your energy today? Were your feet still cold? Did anything feel different? Most men miss the improvements because they're subtle at first. But if you write it down, you start to see the momentum. And hey, if you're listening right now and you've already tried this or you're about to, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment and tell me, what day are you on? Are you feeling the burn or feeling the shift? Got questions? Concerns? Weird side effects? Let's talk about it. This podcast is a two-way street. The more you share, the more I can tailor what's next to help you better. And if you're one of those guys who's been silently watching but hasn't commented yet, I see you. Don't be shy. Say something. Even a simple, "I'm here," goes a long way. You never know. One comment from you might give another man the push to finally take his health seriously. We're all in this together. Now ready for the next level? Because while Cayenne on its own is powerful, when you pair it with 5 simple daily tweaks, the results, they go from good to downright life-changing. That's what we're covering in Part 5. And trust me, you won't want to miss it.
Part 5. Maximize the method. 5 tips that multiply results. So by now, you've got the basics. You know what Cayenne does and how to use it right.
But what if I told you there are 5 simple tweaks that can turn this 60-second habit into a full-on health upgrade? These are things I give to my patients all the time. Not gimmicks, not hacks, just real daily steps that supercharge results. And they're ridiculously easy. But first, let me answer a question I get all the time. Dr. Prescott, I have high blood pressure. Is chewing cayenne safe for me? Great question. And here's the truth. For most men, yes, it's not only safe, it's helpful. Cayenne has been shown in multiple studies to help reduce blood pressure by improving blood vessel flexibility and reducing arterial resistance. But, and I always say this, listen to your body. If it feels too intense, scale down the dose or talk to your doctor. You're not in a race. This is about sustainable wins, not macho overkill. All right, back to the 5 power multipliers. Tip number 1, do it first thing in the morning, empty stomach. Your nitric oxide system is most responsive when cortisol is rising and digestion isn't competing. That's when the signal is cleanest and strongest. Tip number 2, breathe through your nose while chewing. Sounds simple, right? But nasal breathing activates your parasympathetic system, the rest and repair mode, which helps your blood vessels open without tension. You're not just lighting a fire, you're lighting it in the right room. Tip number 3, follow it with warm lemon water. Lemon supports liver function, improves vascular tone, and adds a gentle alkaline balance after the heat. Plus, it's refreshing, and after chewing cayenne, you'll want that. Tip number 4, strike a power pose, literally. 2 minutes of standing tall, chest up, hands on hips, has been shown to increase testosterone signaling, reduce cortisol, and improve mental focus. No, it's not magic. It's postural neurobiology, and it works. Tip number 5, track your mornings for 10 days. Not weight, not blood pressure, just a few notes. Did I wake up energized? Were my hands warm? How was my confidence today? Most men miss their own progress because they don't notice the 1% shifts. But those small changes stack. They build into something very real. And here's the wild thing. When guys start doing these 5 steps consistently, that's when I get the texts. Doc, I'm not just feeling better, I feel back. I've seen men go from cold feet and zero drive to morning wood, deeper sleep, and sharper thinking in under 2 weeks. It's not about luck. It's about showing up each day with a simple routine that tells your body, I haven't given up on you. Let's go. So here's my challenge to you. Try it every morning for 10 days. And then come back to this podcast and leave a comment. Tell me what changed. Tell me what didn't. I read every single one, because your story might be the one that gives another man the courage to start his. Now, what if I told you that tomorrow morning you could mix a simple drink made from ingredients in your own kitchen that works hand in hand with the cayenne habit to boost nitric oxide and circulation even further? Yep, that's coming up next. Let's finish strong.
A natural drink that supercharges circulation. All right, we've chewed the spice. We've lit the fire. Now let's feed it. Because while cayenne is the ignition, this next piece, it's high-octane fuel, a natural morning drink that supports nitric oxide production, hydrates your vessels, and keeps that circulation humming all day. And yes, you probably already have every ingredient in your kitchen. Here's what I give my patients: the circulation wake-up drink. 1 glass of warm, not hot water, juice of half a lemon, half a teaspoon of beetroot powder
or pomegranate juice if you prefer, a pinch of sea salt, and optional, a slice of fresh ginger or a dash of turmeric for anti-inflammatory kick. Why this works? Lemon activates your liver and supports endothelial health, the lining of your blood vessels. Beetroot is a nitric oxide powerhouse. No joke. It's one of the most researched natural boosters out there. Salt helps restore morning electrolyte balance and supports adrenal function. Ginger or turmeric reduce systemic inflammation. And yes, inflammation chokes circulation. You sip this slowly, ideally right after your Cayenne ritual. And let me tell you, the combo is no joke. One of my patients, Clarence, 70, retired carpenter, tough old soul, started this double routine, Cayenne plus drink every morning, no excuses. By week 2, he told me, "Doc, I used to wake up feeling like I needed a forklift to get out of bed. Now I'm just up, alert, like the blood's moving again. Even my hands feel younger." And no, Clarence didn't suddenly turn into an Olympic athlete, but he felt present again. That's what this is about. Presence, circulation, power. That quiet confidence that returns when your body starts answering the call. So here's what I want from you. Try it for 1 week, just 7 days. Cayenne in this drink, morning only. Then come back and tell me in the comments what changed. Even if it's small, like my hands aren't cold anymore, I slept better, I feel more awake. That's progress. And if you haven't yet, hit that like button. It's free. It helps more men find this message. And hey, legend has it, guys who like this video, they wake up with better blood flow. Coincidence? I'll let you decide. Drop your story below. Ask questions. Encourage someone else. Because the truth is this: you are not broken. You are not fading. You are just dormant. And it's time to come alive again.